5, rally scoring.
And welcome back to Fresno,
2.
California for this round of
Morales
16
serving
action in the WPH Simple Green
0,
Race for 8.
0.
My name is Dave Vincent alongside Luis Cordova. We're back on the court with Chip Morales serving here at 0-0 versus Charlie Shanks. You've played, I believe, at least one of these players,
1,
Luis.
0.
And that being Eddie Chip Morales. I don't know if you had to spar against Charlie Shanks yet.
No, I've only played Chip twice. I never played Shanks, so I would like to, but never happened.
Well, you have the opportunity to sit in the booth with us as we talk handball.
2-0.
This is rally scoring.
Short ball.
Chip Morales displayed one of the best serving games that we have seen in a very long time last night, when in his first 12 points, he scored 8 of them in pure aces.
Yeah, I saw that. I was incredible.
Point.
I've never seen something like that. Abe Perham was playing good, but it's impossible when somebody's serving like that.
1, serving 2.
Well, he might get a little taste of his own medicine because Charlie Shanks has that exact same serve. Let's watch what Charlie does here at 1-2. Very smart return from Chip.
Side out, point.
Chip's been playing pretty good this tournament.
Well, he's playing on his favorite show court in his hometown. Chip Morales right
3,
here from
serving 1.
Fresno, California. Referee is Abraham Montijo, who Chip defeated last night. 3-1 is the score. This is rally scoring.
Second.
Every player gets a point, including the person that's returning the serve. So if Charlie, that's unavoidable.
Side out, Chip.
Yep, nice call.
Side out, Chip, point.
And that glass, it hurts a lot.
Let's look at this replay right here, and you'll see what you're talking about with that glass. I think Chip just sort of lost it right there. He just backs right up into Charlie, and
2, serving 3.
Chip then looks back, shaking his head like, that's not an avoidable hinder. That was a strange shank from Chip, and then shanks the ball into the right corner.
I was lucky.
3-3.
Now Luis Cordova, who's in the booth here, is from Juarez, Mexico. And handball is booming in Mexico, and I hear racquetball has a complete boom in Mexico across the country. Is handball in your area going strong because of some of the success that you and your brother are having in the States?
Racquetball is booming, but handball, I'm not sure. I think it's going down a little bit because of the old-time players. They never want to play with new players and stuff like that. So I think it's kind of dying because of that. But me and my brother and my dad and my cousin, all of us, we're trying to bring new people in. So we're getting there, but I think in general it's going down.
Sport's getting older. 4-4 is the score here with Charlie Shanks serving to Eddie Chip Morales, and there's a point from Chip, who gives himself a fist pump. Now scoring his 5th point versus Shanks. Charlie from Belfast, Northern Ireland.
5-4.
Chip Morales from this town right here, Fresno, California. Shanks now residing in New Jersey for a couple years. He works for IBM, and he transferred here with his girlfriend for a couple years, and he said he dedicated himself to every single one of the race stops.
He's an engineer.
Side out, point. 5-5.
5 serves 5. Rally scoring has made this a very close game so far.
Yep.
Each player seems like they come in, score a point, and then the opponent gets a side out and gets that point back.
It makes it a lot more exciting.
Well, we saw how exciting
6-5.
rally scoring was in the last match when Emmett Peixote defeated Tommy Little 25-22 in both games. That one lasted exactly 50 minutes. 50 points scored by the winner, 50 minutes off the clock.
7-5.
7 serves 5. Charlie looks to the right. I think he's going to serve over to the left, and he does. Seeing a lot of players, Luis, that are now using head fakes and trying to get any type of advantage that they can get off of their opponent.
Yes, a lot of players do that now.
Point.
First started seeing Nate Alvarado do it, and then within just a couple tournaments, Paul Brady started doing it. Now all of the players are looking at
8-5.
markers on the front wall. Watch what Charlie does here. He'll look to a marker. There he is. Sometimes it looks like he's, I'm going to go down the right side, and he goes to it. The next time he looks to the same spot, Luis, and then he goes down to the left. That's all done by design.
6-8.
Everybody does it except for me. I just hit it wherever it lands.
Well, let's just see what happens next time you get in the court and you throw in one of those head fakes. It's like a no-look pass.
A rookie no-look pass.
Chip going down to one leg there. He gets style points for it.
I'm actually excited about the next match. Fink versus Anton.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one, only because this rally scoring is so unpredictable, and you're right, Anton Wilson versus Dave Fink is going to make this place explode. Right now, though, Chip Morales holding his own with Charlie Shanks.
Yep.
Charlie now going up 9-6 in this game number 1. It's 2 games to 25, and the breaker also played to 25. That is where I feel that this rally scoring could get modified in our stop in Atlanta. I could see the tiebreaker going back to about 15 or so. I mean, these games do go by quicker. We noticed that in the first game at the 21st point, it was only 15 minutes. And we fear that if it's a 2-game match, that it's only 30 minutes off the clock. It might not be enough for the fans, and it might not be worth it for the players to fly across the country and get eliminated from a pro event in 30 minutes. 50 minutes seems to be in the wheelhouse, but what happens if we go to a tiebreaker and that's another 30 minutes tacked onto it? We might be a little too long, and also not necessarily good for the players. We saw that Emmett was completely spent after the end of that second game yesterday, or earlier today, I should say.
This gets you more tired, yeah. Rally scoring makes you try in every point, so you get more exhausted.
11-6.
Nice shot.
Out. Point.
Now, after the play,
7-11.
I want you to describe what you see here from that pro level. You're certainly qualified. Chip is going to appeal that. Did you see that good or bad, Luis?
I thought it was short.
It's a second serve. Chip has not located that serve yet, and he just broke the ball off the front wall. Both of these players are happy that that ball broke. Chip probably more so because he's serving, and also he gets a time to rest. Of the two players, Chip would be what you would say a little bit more out of shape than Shanks, although I talked to Shanks last night at dinner, and he said, you know what, I flew back to Ireland. I didn't play any handball, and I spent New Year's with the family and drank and ate and went to multiple gatherings with friends. He said that he's not in the best shape, as I picked him.
All right, Chip, you got 2 serves coming. 7.
He said that I picked him to be the winner of this tournament. He said, I don't think that's a smart move. I haven't played any handball.
Short.
Yeah, he told me
Sorry,
too.
it says the score wrong also.
That's one of the problems with having this tournament so close to the new year.
Second serve.
Because everybody's
it's
like that.
7-11.
I know, I just got here from vacations too. A lot of players probably that happened to them. A lot of eating and drinking. No training.
Well, it's kind of hard to train too because a lot of your sparring partners are out of town and or also doing what you're doing.
Or you're out of town. So. Yep.
Short.
Well, obviously that training didn't come into effect for Andy Nett when he got defeated earlier in that qualifier by George Garcia from Bakersfield, California.
Or for me.
Or for you, and that's why you're in the booth. You're listening to the voice of Luis Cordova from Mexico. Most people said that you don't talk and that they've never heard you say one word, so we thought we'd put the microphone in front of your mouth, Luis.
Yep, now they know. With an accent, but I do.
9 serving 11.
9 serves 11. And that's a terrible miss hit right there from Charlie Shanks. Now it's 10-11, and remember that score, Charlie was building that lead, and what happens is Chip gets Charlie out of the box. He gets a free point for that, and then he gets a couple more quick points. And now make that another point. We're all together at 11. Chip's tied the score.
I wonder what the score would be if this was normal scoring. We should have kept that score.
Oh, you know, Luis, we don't look back in the past. I don't navigate looking through the rearview mirror.
That was a good serve.
Our statistician just passed me a note, said it would have been 9-4 in favor of Charlie Shanks.
Oh, okay.
I want to thank the statistician for staying on top of it, although I know I wasn't.
I know Fink would have.
It's going to be a huge setup for Charlie, who powers that ball past Chip Morales.
He almost got it back.
Charlie Shanks getting the side out and the 12th point. We're playing games to 25. 3-minute timeouts between games. This is rally scoring. The server and the return of server also score points. You get the server out of the box, you get a free point. We also play all bad bounces, and there are plenty on these courts.
Too many.
Point.
You remember in the old days when you would play the bad bounce and the referee would stop play and then you looked over to your opponent and you go, that wasn't a bad bounce. I reversed that ball. It slid back. And you have no recourse for any type of arguing because it's a subjective call. Well, now no arguing. Nobody is looking at the ref arguing anything really on this Pro Tour.
Yep.
And that's been a little bit more inviting for the pros as well as the fans. Eliminating the subjectivity from the referee, young Luis Cordova.
Yes.
I don't know if you like it.
12.
It's probably okay when it doesn't happen against you, but I was talking to one of your idols, Nate Alvarado Sr., who plays at the High Desert in Spring Valley Lake, California at their country club. And the court is not very maintained very well. A lot of bad bounces. And they decided to start playing all of those bad bounces because Nate Alvarado Sr. said, this represents every bad call that you get in the finals of a national championship. You have to play those bad bounces because that's a bad call from the ref, and you have to learn how to overcome that in crunch time. He said it's frustrating here. There's a lot of free points given, but that's a bad call from the ref.
13.
And if you look at it that way, it does make the players a little bit more tough.
Yeah, where I play, that's how it is. Like the ground it isn't all flat, so there's a lot of bad bounce. So we just play everything. So I was a little used to it here.
Replay.
It didn't work for me yesterday though, because I got like 8 of them against me.
Chip Morales is looking at the referee saying that Charlie backed into him after that serve. Let's watch what Charlie does after the serve.
15-13.
15-13. See if Charlie does back in. One thing I can say about Chip Morales, although that was a terrible missed shot right there, he does look like he is in there with a purpose. He might not have executed perfectly, 16-13, but he does look comfortable.
Side out, point.
You see a lot of players like that. Yesterday when Chip was playing Abraham Montijo, Abe would have that same shot right there and would go for a 2-wall pass. Chip goes for the rollout.
14-16.
I think that could be the local crowd that has helped comfort Chip Morales. There's another one.
That's
Chip trying to pump himself up.
That's a California way, just shoot everything. Right?
I agree with you.
15-16.
But see, some of us go into the court playing Charlie Shanks and you're immediately just mesmerized by the fact that this guy's really good. And Chip Morales looks like he's in here at 15-17 now. 17-15.
17.
Holding his own.
Yes.
Short ball. Second.
Charlie Shanks with that left hand, a little bit of contact, no call from the referee. Charlie back with the power right. Chip doing a lot of punch fist shots.
Good contact.
And there's contact right there with the feet.
You can call it too. You can call contact if I don't see it. Yeah, but you can call contact. You just hold up.
Chip Morales a little upset at the referee for not calling that quick enough. That's why you heard Abraham
17,
Montijo say,
15.
you can call it too. I mean, the referee can't see everything up there. A lot of plays, the players get really close to each other, but they don't touch. And then when a player barely rubs another player, he looks at the referee asking him why he didn't call it. He said, well, I'm not going to call something I didn't see. 17-15.
Side out.
There's another fist pump from Chip Morales.
It seems like he does it after every point.
He told us yesterday on microphone that he's doing that because he's wanting to keep himself aggressive.
16-17.
16 serve 17. He said before he was just in there with no purpose. Now he says he has to try to keep himself mad. Now it's 17-17 again. Rally scoring, keeping Chip right in this game.
17-17. Side out, point.
That was a wall.
That was a bad bounce back there on the left wall. And yeah, we play all bad bounces here. It's an unfortunate error on that wall for Chip Morales' camp, who's here rooting on the hometown favorite, but that's the way it goes. 18-17. Now point scored for Charlie Shanks. He gets a point on that bad bounce.
Point.
Nice shot.
$19-17. Side out, point.
So Charlie goes up by 2, and then Chip gets a side out and is serving to tie the game again.
18-19. Short ball.
Both of them are serving very good.
Second.
Chip has been automatic with that back wall shot so far in this game. Chip Morales scoring 19 here. He's just 6 points away from taking Charlie in the first game. It doesn't look like fatigue for me for Charlie. It looks like Chip Morales is just having a good tournament.
Yes. Hitting good shots.
That's a good serve right there. Boy, Charlie, fadeaway kill
nice
shot.
Side out.
Beautiful shot there from Charlie Shanks. And what Chip and both Charlie do, a lot of players have one of these things, and they don't do them both very well.
20, serving 19.
And that is that they have great serves, but they have to have the mentality of striking after that serve. You see, now watch what Charlie does. I'm going to go to that corner because Chip's laying on the ground. You don't see, there's some players have great serves, Luis, and then they don't attack on that second shot when they've got the opportunity. Both of these guys don't pass up opportunities for wraparound fly shots. They go for a fly kill into a corner. See Charlie jumping on that. Let's look at the replay if we can of that last shot from Charlie Shanks. You're watching the Simple Green Race for 8 brought to you by the World Players of Handball. This is stop number 4 in Fresno, California. Here's the replay brought to you by Owen Gloves. Watch how Charlie gets this great serve, and here's the first strike. He knows Chip's on the ground. He goes for the corner. There it is. He gets the point. If you're watching at home, you have a good serve. You think you have a good serve. Focus on what you do after the serve.
The first strike.
A lot of players have such a good serve that they sit there and admire their work. See, Charlie, again, goes aggressive up to the front. It wasn't the best shot, wasn't the right shot selection, but he hit the ball with power, and he was trying to do something with it. It's called first strike.
Timeout. That's your first, Chip. Scores 20, serving 21.
Now, Chip Morales, once again, lets Charlie go into the server's box to get 2 straight points. The side out gives Chip his point now at 20-21. It's 2-25, and the tiebreaker also played at 25. You're watching rally scoring here. In the booth, we have Luis Cordova from Juarez, Mexico. Your father obviously plays handball. He introduced you to the game, and you've been playing since I remember seeing you about 4 or 5, 6 years old. You know, Luis, you've been around handball for a long time, and I know you admire a lot of these players that you see on the Pro Tour. How is it field for you to go in Tucson. We were unable to talk to you about this and face a guy like Nadi Alvarado and take him to a tiebreaker. What was it going through your mind after you won that first game, saying, I just beat Nadi Alvarado Jr. in a pro match?
Well, I don't know what was going. A lot of things were going through my mind. I remember even my skin was like, I had goosebumps in my skin because I didn't really think I could win the second game though, because I knew he would come back
20.
like he started doing in the first
21.
game. But I was concentrating on the second game, on the third, I mean. But
is that the type of
he's
mindset that maybe you've learned from? If you're back into that position again and you're playing Nadi Alvarado again, is that something that you'll say you're going to adjust next time, saying, hey, I don't want to go into the second game knowing that he's going to come back and beat me. I'm going to take care of him here in the second game.
21.
yes, definitely. I mean,
Everything's a learning experience here on the Race for 8. Score is 21-21. Chip Morales serving, and he goes for the kill shot and gets it, and the crowd's going to start getting involved now because now he's at 22, and it would be very important for Chip Morales to take down Charlie Shanks here in the first game. 22-21. Oh, look at that kill shot off the back wall. That's an ace that I haven't seen too often. It's a ball that actually kills off the back wall. We train people and teach people to
23-21.
serve a double bounce to the back wall. Chip's actually squelched back there. Chip gonna go for it, and he does, and he hits that ball again. Chip's all pumped up, and 1 point away from taking down Charlie Shanks. What a great timeout that was,
that was
Luis.
a perfect timeout. Yep.
Chip pumping himself up.
24, game point,
That was a
21.
very difficult shot that he took in that back right corner, too.
Yeah, he went for it and he got it.
Going for that one, and he does.
First game.
Chip Morales takes down Charlie Shanks to win the first game 25-21 with 2 out of the 3 aces and 1 revolving door that was impossible that he rolled out. Let's watch this last shot here. Chip serving down the right. Look at that beautiful serve. He actually, I thought he was going to put a little natural hook on that, let it slide down the wall, which I think is what the end result was. Originally, I thought it was a reverse that he was going to hit over there. The reverse will cut into that wall and create a crack no matter how high you hit it. And that natural will slide. That ball slid, but I still believe that Chip might have topped it just a little bit. You're watching the Simple Green Race for 8. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. The guys will be back on the court in 3 minutes from right now. You stick around for game number 2. Chip Morales taking down Charlie Shanks in game number 1, 25-21. We'll be back with more action here in Fresno. Stick around at racefor8.com.
My name is Bruce Fabrizio. In 1975, I invented Simple Green based on 3 principles. It had to be safer to use, it had to work, and it had to be completely made in America. From generation to generation, Simple Green has been cleaning everything from car engines and tools to kitchen counters and floors. No matter what you clean, indoors or outdoors, clean it with non-toxic, biodegradable Simple Green.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
For 20 years, the Inner City Handball Association has educated, mentored, and served young people through handball. Young people that participate in the Inner City Handball Association programs have a high graduation rate from high school and continue on to college. Inner City Handball teams are good athletes, good students, and good ambassadors for the sport of handball. We need your help to continue our work. Inner City Handball Association is a registered 501c3 tax-exempt charity. Please donate today. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. Our non-toxic, biodegradable, all-purpose cleaner works great for cleaning it. Thank you. Non-toxic, biodegradable, Simple Green. It's great for cleaning.
tell these guys time. Time's up.
And we are back live in Fresno, California. Race for 8, stop number 4. Charlie Shanks just got stunned by Chip Morales. Score there was 25-21. Charlie led the whole match. I don't think Chip even scored any more points than Charlie up until that last little stretch where he had 2 out of 3 aces.
Yep, and 1 rollout. Nice rollout.
It was a very difficult shot. Chip really extending himself here. That could come back to bite him later.
Or it could make him win.
Replay.
That's a tough one to replay after all that extension, but Chip had to do it. He does not want Charlie jumping out to a lead here. Chip pecked away at Charlie's lead. I believe at one point Charlie was up by 4 or 5 points.
0-0.
Chip would get the side out, which would give him a free point, and then he would score a couple and always stay right there. And then at the end, he was letting Charlie score 2. He'd come back, score his own 2.
Side
and
out,
then at the
point.
very end of that, tied at 21, Chip Morales went and called a timeout, and he got 4 unanswered points to win 25-21 the first game here, game number 2.
Point.
Chip playing very good.
2-0.
So far, the first 3 games in rally scoring have brought us 25-22, 25-22, and
Side out,
25-21.
point.
Yep.
And all of them have been thrilling finishes.
One. Serving 2. Point.
Almost all the games
2-2.
in this tournament have been upsets. 3 of the qualifiers were upsets. And the first game in the pros was an upset too.
Side out. Point.
Saw Charlie kind of looking back like, did you get that? Was that 2 bounces? He's given Chip the
3,
21 questions
serving
on the way by. 3 serves 2. Crowd loved it. Another great serve from Chip, but you see Charlie's playing to the right. He knows that Chip's going to go over there.
Oh,
Point.
Now, watch Charlie here. He seems to anticipate where Chip's
4,
going. He's lined up to
72.
the right. Look at that. I'm taking that serve away from you. That's a smart move, but it's not working. Chip now goes over to the left
Point.
and gets another free point.
5-2.
Charlie's forcing Chip to serve to the left.
Short ball.
See, Chip said, okay, you're going to go over to the right like that? I'm going to do this little tiny,
Heel, called it short.
tiny natural that's going to hook
On a
back
green.
to that corner. You're really going to have to
Second.
extend yourself. Watch Charlie. Chip upset with himself. He wanted to
Replay.
fly that ball. Charlie looks all out of sorts right now,
yes.
Luis. This could be the tournament of upsets.
Yep.
Five, 2.
Wow.
Oof.
You see Chip really letting that
Point.
ball drop, and you knew right by his body language before he even hit it that it was going to be good.
6-2.
6 serves 2.
Short ball. Second.
So far, there's been 3 broken balls in this tournament,
Point.
Luis.
That's real good. The ball is
Timeout,
real
Charlie.
nice.
That's your first. Score is 7-2.
The score is 7-2. You're watching the Simple Green WPH Race for 8 Pro Handball Series. It's a series of 8 tournaments. 7 of those will count toward the race standings, and then the 8th will be the player championship. We take the top 8 players from those 7 events, and then we showcase them in Seattle, Washington for the Race for 8 player championship. And I don't know how you feel about the championship, but we haven't let this loose yet. The format's going to be pretty interesting. An upper bracket round robin and a lower bracket round robin. And I know you've been vying, young Luis Cordoba, for your chance to get those points so you can be invited into the Race for 8. You're not too far away. I think your current standing is about 12, 13, somewhere around there. And you're looking to try to break into that top 8. That's exactly what you are inspiring to do. Tell us about the format and what you know about the player championship in Seattle.
Well, I just know that I knew that we had to you had to be in the top 8 to go into the
Player championship.
The player championship. Yeah.
The big game.
And yeah, I'm close to it. I'm about, I think, 2 spots away. I know it's gonna be tough, especially I need to make all the stops, but hopefully I make it. I didn't know that round robin thing though.
Well, that's going to give the players more opportunities, and also we're breaking it down to 1 game matches to 31 rally scoring, which means the players can get in and out quicker, and they're going to be playing a lot more. The top bracket finalist will play the bottom bracket finalist, and so on, and all the way down to 8th place. And there's going to be a lot of handball. It's going to be very exciting. There's going to be a lot of points, and I think there's going to be some upsets on who actually wins the race. It'll come down, I think, mathematically to about 3 or 4 players, and then players like yourself trying to vie into that. Certainly, this wasn't the tournament where you helped yourself in the rankings. I know you wanted these points.
Yep, I needed them. It's going to be tough now.
Point.
There's Chip Morales giving himself a lesson, telling himself to think. Chip Morales, not only a handball player, but also a mime in his spare time. Wow, that ball just squirrely and crazy up there. Charlie's going to want to check this ball. I don't blame him.
I don't know why he hasn't called a timeout.
Let's play ball, guys. Play ball.
That ball went back to the back wall and actually jumped up after hitting a couple walls. 10-2, Charlie's just coming unraveled, and Chip almost just rolled out a flat kill shot here. His serves have really lifted in this tournament.
Replay.
That ball careening off of Chip's back.
10-2.
10 serves 2.
Oof. 11-2.
Now in rally scoring, it's going to be very difficult for Charlie to come back from 11-2 deficit. We've never seen it. Not to say
11 serving 2.
It can't happen.
Short.
I know our cameras haven't seen it because we've only filmed a couple of these, but we have tracked a lot of pro matches, and we've never seen it so far happen in those mock games. This could be a big setup for Charlie.
Oh, he missed it. He mishit it.
And Charlie looking really bad in there right now.
Need a towel? All right. Let's go.
Referee trying to get the players back on track.
12-2.
Score now 12-2.
That was a lucky
Side
shot.
Out. Point.
Charlie Shanks scores a point there for getting the side out here during rally scoring. Chip Morales
serving 12.
doing quite well. 3-12 is the score. Chip Morales wins the first one. That was a strange hit. Did it break, or was that a... I think Charlie thought that ball was going to break earlier and just didn't do it yet. Charlie Shanks is one of the hardest hitters in the game. You said you've never played him.
No.
What is it about Charlie Shanks that inspires you to want to play against him particularly when you said I'd like to? I mean, he's a guy I'd like to avoid. For you, you say you like to play him. I've never understood that mindset.
Well, I don't know. I just want to play everybody and see how I do with him. It's nothing particular.
Well, you had a pretty good tournament in Tucson, Arizona in November when you defeated Andy Nett and
Ball's
took
good.
Nadi Alvarado to a
All right,
tiebreak. He
go.
also had another big win in there.
Against Tommy Little.
3,
Tommy
serving
Little.
12.
So that was a kind of a breakthrough tournament for you, and then you come back from that high and you got humbled here in Fresno yesterday. You were defeated by Anton Wilson. Now, Dave Fink said you grew up idolizing Anton, but I totally disagree. I bet you've never even seen him play.
I've heard of him, but I've never seen him play or anything.
Well, now you know who he is.
Yep.
Charlie Shanks
Side
dipping
out.
that ball into the ground, going for that corner kill, and Chip Morales picking away. Every one of these side outs, Chip Morales gets a free point. Now he has another one, 13-3.
13-3. Side out, point.
There's a lot of miss hits off that left wall.
Four, serving 13. Side out, point.
There's another point here for Chip Morales.
14-4. Side out, point.
There's a point for Charlie Shanks. I want to thank John Bike and his
5-14.
family for watching this live broadcast back in Hesperia, California.
Short.
There's a short ball. I thought Charlie would try to appeal that.
Second.
5-14 for those just tuning in. Rally scoring has been successful so far, with Emmett Pichon almost getting defeated by Tommy Little.
Point.
Score of 25-22 in both of those games as Emmett now advances to
6-14.
face Sean Linning. Here, though, it was Chip Morales taking down Charlie Shanks in a very exciting first game, 25-21. Now let's see if Charlie Shanks can pick away at Chip's score. It was about this point when Tommy Little was down versus Emmett Pichot, and he came back to tie the
Point.
score at 22. So this can happen, and if Charlie does get a couple more
7-14.
points and more confidence, I think he can take Chip Morales here, Luis.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Luis Cordova in the box here. He doesn't say much. And Chip Morales
Point.
trying to do a backhanded, backhanded swing to the front wall. What is that?
8-14.
I don't know. I think it's like, I don't know. There it is again.
Side out, point.
Chip Morales now 10 points away from
15-8.
taking down big Charlie Shanks. 15-8.
It's going to be a huge win for Chip.
Side out, point.
Wow. That was a laser from Charlie Shanks. Chip cannot get complacent because every one of these side outs equals a point for Charlie Shanks. And he always seems to follow it with a great serve.
9-15.
His 2 to Chip's 1 is not good news for Chip.
Oh, that was a beautiful
Point.
pass.
Now Charlie Shanks within 5 points, and that's the
10
fun
serving
part about
15.
rally scoring. It just seems to give you a chance to peck away. 10-15.
So quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Very quick.
Charlie Shanks with an equipment issue here. I want to thank everybody back home watching the live broadcast. It's the
Okay.
Simple Green Race for 8. Brought to you by the World
10-15.
Players of Handball. And a bunch of sponsors that we will be highlighting here. Chip Morales had to dive to get that ball. It's really squirrely right now. Oh, and
Side out,
Charlie got
point.
some of that early match yips that he had earlier when he was hitting the ball into the ground.
It seems like Chip isn't killing the ball anymore. Maybe it's
16-10.
the nerves, or I don't know.
Trying to play a little safe, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
But
He feels he's close to winning, so I think he's getting a little nervous.
that was a good shot from Chip to that corner. Charlie's having to do a lot of extension here. That was a safe shot from Chip, not a great shot. Here, let's see where Chip's at, and he goes for it and gets it.
Point.
And that's also followed with a fist pump from Chip Morales. 17-10 here in game number 2. Well, you're right, he was playing safe, but then when he had the opportunity off the back
10.
wall, he did let the ball drop. 17-10. Excuse me, I think I heard 17-11. That ball not called short. Let's see if there's an appeal after this.
I actually saw that good.
Hold it, replay.
Oh.
Replay that. No. He had to go through, he was bothered.
That was a nice call. I wonder who the ref is. He's doing an excellent job.
Replay 17-10.
17 serves 10. That's young Abraham Montijo. Former lead ref with the WPH.
Second.
He got fired from that position. And then we rehired him and then fired him again. It's a game-by-game
Position.
position.
Replay.
Calling good game, though, here.
Is he gonna get rehired?
Yeah, he's rehired
this
now
game?
after this,
Okay.
yes. It's a game-by-game thing. 17-10, going to 25. No screen call.
Ooh, that was
Side
a
out,
nice
point.
shot.
See, Chip is serving that ball. He's trying to hit the crack, and he's off by about 3 feet. Charlie Shanks still kind of holding close here.
6 points down.
11-17.
Shanks is just switching up his serve to see which one works.
That's what I
Point.
admire about some of these champion handball players is that they
12,
will
17.
change up their serve. I believe this is a great serve for Charlie. That power serve just simply isn't working for him. Good defensive play from Chip Morales.
Side out. Point.
He missed it.
$18-12.
Score is 18-12.
Point.
And you don't want Chip fist pumping when he's in the server's box. For those that have watched Chip throughout his career know that he'll string together 2
19-12.
or 3 good serves, but nothing like what we've seen in this tournament. I mean, nothing like it. He put on a clinic
Side
in his
Point.
qualifier final yesterday, and I don't know if I've ever seen anything other than Nadi Alvarado serving to Marco Chavez at the Four-Wall Nationals in 2004 in Portland, Oregon. Have I seen anybody have such a great command of his serve? Of the first 12 points scored in that final match, Chip Morales got 8 on pure aces. 3 more to close out the match. He had 11 aces in that match.
13
And a
19.
lot of first strike action after great serves that weren't aces.
Point. Check it.
And I think he's had about 8 in this game too. No, both of these games.
His first, he got 3 out of 4 serves to close out the first game.
14-19.
And that's because he kept trying and trying to get that. Now, don't forget, Charlie Shanks also has that same serve.
Ooh.
And he also has that.
Point.
Now at 15-19. This is going to get close once again.
15-19.
I think everybody's gonna love this format.
So far, I've only heard good things. I like it as a spectator. And there's Chip
Side out.
Morales
Point.
doing a fist pump right now, looking back up to the gallery. He has a lot of friends and family here that play with him locally in Fresno, California. Chip Morales scoring that 20th point.
That's your first.
So far
Get 1
in the
minute.
first.
Score is 20-15.
Listen to the ref here. 1 minute break. 20-15 in the first 4 filmed rally scoring games, we have had more than 15 points scored by the opponent. The first 3 have featured at least 21 out of 25 points scored by your opponent, which means these are close games. And you can feel that intensity actually happening a little bit earlier than you would in a match that would go to 21. Right now, I feel that intensity with Charlie Shanks getting these points. Now, if Charlie goes in and scores, gets a side out, he's at 16. He gets a couple aces, he's at 18, and Chip's left at 20. So anything can happen here in rally scoring. And also, I noticed, and although you haven't been able to get in the court with rally scoring yet under this format on camera, is that when you get that side out, you automatically get some momentum, which also gives you a little bit of confidence. You're walking into the server's box with a point, so that gives you at least some kind of spiritual motivation.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we're seeing the players getting that here, Luis.
All right, time is in.
Chip Morales comes in and he goes, wow, I just got a point. I'm now, positive thinking. I'm going for my ace serves, and it seems like he's more relaxed. 20 to 15, that was not a good serve.
Ooh, that was a nice hop.
This might be a setup here for Charlie, who has a laser off the back wall, and he goes with something a little bit more safe.
Replay.
Oh, that ball would have been a great shot from Chip Morales. That ball hitting Charlie Shanks right in the back. Chip, though, doesn't mind. He's still serving with that great serve at 20. Chip Morales trying to pull up the upset of his life. Charlie Shanks is currently ranked number 5 on the Pro Tour.
Replay.
Oh, there's another one that hits Charlie Shanks. Chip Morales almost had a great upset last year in Idaho when he took Luis Moreno to a tiebreaker. And Chip Morales playing very similar to that right here. 20 to 15 versus number 5 pro Charlie Shanks, who is my sleeper pick to win this tournament.
Short.
That's a good call from the referee.
Second.
You're watching the Simple Green WPH Race for 8 men's round of 16 between Chip Morales and Charlie Shanks from Ireland. Chip has just played better.
Ooh, that was a nice
Side
shot.
out, point.
It looked like Charlie felt that Chip was a little too lackadaisical there, staying back. Charlie went up to that right corner and pushed Chip up front. There's a point for Charlie Shanks.
4 points away. Just still anybody's game.
See how Chip was just playing back. Let's look at this one more time. This replay brought to you by First Star Sports, so we can go back here. Watch Chip's positioning here. He's leaning back. Charlie sees that and goes for that opening. That's a brilliant shot right there, and something I've seen you do multiple times, Luis. Go to that right corner, hitting the right wall first.
Yes.
That ball sticks up. That's the one that fooled Charlie earlier, but Chip knows how to play it on these courts.
Charlie didn't know what happened there.
I thought it was a yelp also. Yeah, that's what
I think they're saying that it hit Chip's shirt.
I thought it was just a gasp of air. I didn't think he said any words. He just yelled. Yeah. He didn't say a word. He just said he was seeing the ball. He was seeing the ball. No.
Well, that is frustrating when your opponent is.
It was a yelp. It was a yelp.
Chip has the right to
to
let air out and to make that yelping sound during his swing, just not while Charlie is trying to get it. But Charlie, being a gentleman, he felt that Chip Morales
saw the ball good.
Called that ball bad, like maybe a wrist ball as he hit it.
22-16.
Possible lesson that you can learn as a player. Just let the referee stop play. Don't ever try to stop it on your own. 22-16. This is a terrible place to make a hand error like that. Now Charlie at 17, 5 points away from Chip Morales here in game number 2. And this place is hopping. I know you can't see it on camera, but it is
22.
Unbelievably packed. Chip knows how to play that corner. And Charlie hits it right into the ground, and there's a point for Chip Morales at 23-17.
23-17.
He's 2 side outs away of winning.
Here's that setup. Let's see what Chip does. He stays up top, and he had just enough wrinkle on that to get a point from Charlie. Now it's game point for Chip Morales. This place is going to erupt, Luis, if Chip scores the last point. And if he doesn't score right here, Charlie has to go in and get all points.
Short ball.
At least bring it within 2 so he can get extra innings.
Second serve.
Here it is. Chip went for that crack. He missed it. Here's a little bit more safe shot. And there it is. Chip Morales takes down Charlie Shanks. Unbelievable play from Chip Morales, defeating Charlie Shanks 25-17, and will now go into the quarterfinals of the Race for 8 stop here in Fresno, California. Chip Morales, this has to be one of his biggest wins of all time. We'll have to talk to him about this as he makes his way, hopefully, to our booth. Cordova, tell me a little bit about what you witnessed here from Chip Morales. What did he do in order to stun Charlie Shanks?
I think he just played a very good game. Whenever he had to go for the shots, he went for them. And it seems like he missed very few shots, and it's unlike him because he shoots so many balls that he skips in a lot of them. But in this game, he got so many good shots. It seems like all of them were just where he wanted them.
You know, his serve kind of set up those good shots, though. I mean, he has a great serve. Chip Morales being one of the very best when it comes to that serve and shoot style of play, or the serve and first strike. And his first strike today, as well as yesterday, was spot on. And you know, when Chip Morales is striking in his home court, you might want to stay away from that. Now he is going to, as I look into my little handy-dandy sheet here, Chip Morales looks like he'll be playing into David Chapman, and there could be an upset in the making there as well. David Chapman has not been playing the best handball of his career, and he is certainly going to find out what goes on with Chip Morales today at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Please tell your friends and family members to tune in to this live broadcast so they can watch handball. Coming up right around the corner, we have the 12 o'clock match, which will feature Anton Wilson and David Fink. There are a lot of players that are buzzing about this matchup. The locals feel that Anton Wilson can defeat Dave Fink. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that even though Anton beat me, I think that Fink can get him, because it doesn't seem like Anton has very good conditioning, and this is 2 out of 3 to 25 in rally scoring, so I think he's going to get tired.
Now, Dave Fink has a sort of a squash style of handball, which is constantly putting pressure on his opponent by hitting hard drives, pushing his player back, side-to-side type of action. I don't believe a 35-year-old could really withstand that sort of punishment, but Anton Wilson is a different 35-year-old. You played him yesterday. You scored 2 points or 3 points on the way to 25, and we never thought that he would be able to do that against you, but you were able to witness some great play from Anton Wilson. What is it that Anton does that makes him a good player?
Well, I actually didn't really notice anything because I just got killed, so I didn't even see much, and I haven't seen him play, so I couldn't really tell.
It's hard to analyze when you're getting beat, and no matter who you're getting beat by, but from our perspective, he has a very smooth left hand. His right hand is impeccable. His ceiling game is really good, very underestimated. He actually touted himself as being one of those in the top 3 or 4 when he was on the Pro Tour using the ceiling game, and now he's going to come in here with David Fink and play relaxed. He also played with that mental capacity of a KG veteran that's been on the Pro Tour for many years, and that's one thing that he's not going to let up against Dave Fink here on his own show court. That's Anton Wilson versus David Fink coming up in less than 10 minutes. You stick around. We'll have that match coming up right around the corner. In the meantime, it was Chip Morales defeating Charlie Shanks in 2 straight. That's a huge upset. That means that Chip Morales will now play David Chapman in the round of 8. We'll have more action for Luis Cordova, Linda Manning behind the camera right there, as well as Chris Grad. My name is Dave Vincent. We'll be back with more action in Fresno, California for the Simple Green Race for 8 right around the corner. Stick with us.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
For 20 years, the Inner City Handball Association has educated, mentored, and served young people through handball. Young people that participate in the Inner City Handball Association programs have a high graduation rate from high school and continue on to college. Inner City Handball teams are good athletes, good students, and good ambassadors for the sport of handball. We need your help to continue our work. Inner City Handball Association is a registered 501c3 tax-exempt charity. Please donate today. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. Our non-toxic, biodegradable, all-purpose cleaner works great for cleaning. Thank you. Non-toxic, biodegradable, Simple Green. It's great for cleaning.